Welcome to the world of borderline banter, where we dive deep into every current canter. Mike's the host with Dustin by his side, pressing buttons, taking us on the ride. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. From politics to global affairs, we dissect the news nobody compares. Mike's insight shines a light, Dustin's clicks keep the show tight. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. Welcome to the world of borderline banter, where we dive deep into every current canter. Mike's the host with Dustin by his side, pressing buttons, taking us on the ride. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. From politics to global affairs, we dissect the news nobody compares. Mike's insight shines a light, Dustin's clicks keep the show tight. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. Welcome to the world of borderline banter, where we dive deep into every current canter. Mike's the host with Dustin by his side, pressing buttons, taking us on the ride. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. From politics to global affairs, we dissect the news nobody compares. Mike's insight shines a light, Dustin's clicks keep the show tight. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. Welcome to the world of borderline banter, where we dive deep into every current canter. Mike's the host with Dustin by his side, pressing buttons, taking us on the ride. Politics, events, and much more. Borderline banter, never a bore. Tune in, listen, join the conversation. Borderline banter, your source of information. From politics to global affairs, we dissect the news nobody compares.
Right.
Mike's insight.
Good day, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, the day before the 4th.
Not
of July.
Monday.
Yeah, we weren't here Monday. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
the 4th of July tomorrow for you.
Yeah, it's my turn.
We don't.
You
have
did
the-
your freedom day.
we
Now
don't-
it's my freedom
We don't
day.
have the 4th of July in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
just go right to the 5th. So it goes from the 3rd to the 5th. It's kind of weird. So, but yeah, how are you?
Doing all right. I guess I'm probably off work tomorrow. I assume.
I assume.
So I
yeah,
guess
so-
good. Yeah.
Sweet.
And then I may just take Friday off too, cause why not?
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah, make it a long weekend.
nice. Got
There's some background punching. That is Pumpkin, who says, "I'm done with dinner" in a strange way.
nice. Check it out.
Yeah.
Look at my shirt.
I see your shirt. Does anybody in the audience see your shirt? That I pre-sold this.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
it's
pre-bantered
my
this a
new
little
shirt. So
bit. We officially have a shirt.
yeah, so if you want a
Yeah.
shirt,
So
let
let
me
us know
know.
what you think.
Um,
If you're watching this later, leave us a comment about the shirt.
yeah, I think it's pretty good. So, um, I'm pretty happy, and I also redid her background too. Did you notice that?
Uh, yes, you
So
did.
it's a little bit
Mhm.
cleaner. So
It is, but doesn't it feel like it's a little one-sided now?
what do you mean?
Well, it looks like the American flag has the top left corner, the top right corner,
Whatever.
and the
So
bottom left corner, and like Canada gets like a little bit.
it is what it is. Canada sucks.
It's Canada
Yeah,
gets a quarter,
so, yeah.
and America gets 3/4.
Well, it's just white. All it is a goddamn maple leaf and whiteness, you know. So like I could put that red, but that'd be pointless. So
Yeah, I feel like maybe your line isn't quite straight. You're doing
Yeah.
one of these instead of one of these.
yeah, but it's white. At least it says
It
stripes.
wouldn't be if you did more like that.
Oh yeah, it would be. Anyway, yeah.
Anyways,
So
no, I don't know. There'd still be nothing up there.
So
But
yeah.
anyways,
You ready?
the only other news I have is apparently now July 5th is No Pixel Independence Day.
What's that? Oh, is that? That's a.
They just overthrew the council. Oh, they just killed everybody at the city council, and then they went and killed everybody at the police station.
For
It's a
anybody
completed
wondering,
coup.
that's like a RP server that does a show. Because
Yeah.
the majority of people probably don't have a clue what that is. But yeah.
It looked like you were holding a cigarette for a moment
I don't
there.
know,
Is that a
that's-
pin?
That's a pen, yeah. So. It's a
Doing
pen.
news, so you have a pen. Do you have paper?
I do have
you
paper,
for
yeah,
notes?
so.
Do you shuffle them when we're about to switch
Um,
topics? Because it's about that time.
Yeah.
What
first
is
up,
our thing for episode
Biden won't
119?
step down?
Joe won't step down.
Yeah,
that is the news of the day.
He's not going to step down, so.
But places have been seemingly at least having that conversation now. I mean, since the debate, they've been
that's
saying
on
like,
this
you
time.
know,
Boom. Yeah, there we go. So.
you can't just say boom.
Yeah, I did it. So.
So yeah, if we're ready to jump in, welcome to the world of borderline banter.
Yeah. I guess we didn't say your names, but you should know us by now. If not,
Oh yeah,
It
Mike,
says-
Dustin.
it says Mike right there. It says Dustin right there. So.
Oh, I see you're trying to point. I see those attempts.
Okay. So let's see.
So yeah, let's jump in and see what we got tonight. I'm sure we've got several other topics other than just Joe. It looks like we got a full lineup tonight, actually. We'll start with Fox News. Biden blames European trips for debate flop, despite long huddle at Camp David. Almost fell asleep on stage. Biden tells audience at Virginia campaign fundraiser that, quote, it's not an excuse, but an explanation.
See, the one funny thing is,
I mean, yeah.
after the debate on Thursday, I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know what? I didn't think he did that bad. But I think my problem is I just don't have high expectations of him. So that is like just normal.
Yeah,
Joe.
I set the bar really freaking low.
Yeah, so
think that's the thing.
That's the thing. And
People
other
are
people
supposed to
finally
do.
saw it. A lot of people who never saw it before, and I thought they were cheap fakes. Speaking of that, the White House called a lot of stuff from the debate cheap fakes. So like, you're taking it. Like, we watched it. There's none of this cheap fake.
We watched it. Like it. I mean, you could try to pull just certain clips and just be like, he only said this part, and it would sound completely insane for some of it.
But for the record, it sounded mostly insane. Come on, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of gibberish.
Okay.
I don't know. He probably almost fell asleep on stage. I didn't really notice any moment where he nodded off.
Well, he
but
said he did. So now he's saying he did.
he had. Yeah, he admitted it. But he did have that moment where he glitched out. So if he was trying to say that glitch moment was a sleeping moment, I'm gonna call bullshit. No, you did a glitch McConnell.
Now I just want to see, like, when did he get back from Europe?
Well, yeah, I think this is going to jump into that a little bit, and also, my other thing is this long huddle at Camp David. Actually, I found out it wasn't really that long of a huddle. Apparently, he was doing all the debate prep there for he was there for a week or 2 weeks
He
doing
was in
debate
Delaware.
prep. Camp David.
Yeah, but
Remember you
okay.
were
So I thought that was online, Camp David.
No, what?
I don't know. He went to Camp
You
David.
thought that
online.
was online?
I don't know. Joe Biden could do whatever he wants, so he went to Delaware.
Camp David is a place.
I know, but it's
Where? But
the-
I couldn't tell you where. Let me see. It's Catoctin Mountain Park, Maryland,
I know. I was
known
being
as the
fac- I
Naval
was
Support
being
Facility
facetious there.
Thurmont.
Because Joe likes to be in Delaware a lot, so it's being facetious.
It's the president's country residence.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but anyways, the more important thing is he was allegedly there for 2 weeks preparing, but then I come to find out on any day he actually did, he didn't start until he never started any earlier than 11 a.m.
Okay. And when did
And he
finish?
was always able to take a nap in the afternoon.
No. Okay. For the record, I was watching the White House press conference today. Don't ask me why.
So they
But-
say long
no,
huddle.
they
It was 4
asked.
hours.
They asked what's her name, Jean, that one chick who does a press conference. Sorry.
KJP.
Yeah, but anyway, they asked her, does he take naps? She was like, well, that's not up to we don't discuss that.
Does he take naps?
Yeah,
Everyone
does he
takes
take naps in the
I take
afternoon?
naps.
But
Why
they
would you
just
even ask that?
Well, they just I don't know because they want to ask because he said he fell asleep. It was like, what did he take a nap? You know, like,
He probably should have, but I don't know that would have helped.
um,
Because it sounds like he was taking a nap every day for 2 weeks and
Okay.
doing like 3 to 4 hours of work every day. So like I don't know. But this is blaming the Europe trip, and you were wondering how long ago that was. Was it a while?
I don't think it was that while ago, honestly. So,
President Biden is now blaming a recent, well, hopefully they give us more than that, a recent series of trips to Europe for his rocky performance at the presidential debate, telling an audience at a campaign fundraiser in Virginia last night that he, quote, wasn't very smart. Then they end the quote, so he didn't say for. He just later on maybe said traveling around the world a couple times. Wasn't very smart traveling around the world a couple times.
what? So, but you're the president, so you're
Yeah,
supposed
wasn't
to be
very
that's your job.
smart driving around
Okay.
the world a couple
Yeah, that's
times.
probably how
Yeah, I think that's like part of the job description is to be able to do that without a loss of any function between. Like you have to be able to go to foreign countries and shit, right? So if that's an issue, that's literally like, come on, you're not qualified. You can't do this. Biden spoke as pressure remains high Wednesday morning for the president to withdraw his re-election bid and let another Democrat pursue the nomination. Oh, we got another Biden quote. I decided to travel around the world a couple times. Shortly before the debate, I didn't listen to my staff, and then I almost fell asleep on
So
stage.
it looks like he got back on the July 13th. I mean June 13th. Sorry, June 13th.
June 13th. So we're talking
15 days before, 14 days before the debate.
yeah, it's like 15 days to over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2+ weeks. Over 2 weeks. So it's really jet lag doesn't last 2 weeks.
Last a day, maybe two.
It doesn't even. It shouldn't. For somebody who travels from time zone to time zone like he would, shouldn't even be a thing. Biden added that he was sorry for his performance at the debate, but said it was critical to win November's presidential election.
Yeah, it's an end of democracy. You know, the democracy is at risk.
Oh, here we go. This is from the debate.
Yeah. I almost used that photo today.
He looks focused, but what's he focusing on?
Um,
There's no audience. There's no one to look at. Like
The camera.
he's staring into the abyss. This is speaks last week during the presidential debate. Yeah, okay. Oh, we got another quote. It's not an excuse, but an explanation. I feel good about it.
You feel good about it? I don't see that's just horrible. Now, Fox is taking all these out of context. I wish I could hear them right.
Yeah, so it says he traveled to France for D-Day.
Yeah,
That's
so,
the June stuff.
yeah. So I came back on the
he then came
13th,
back.
if not earlier. Yeah. So
And then he came back to the U.S. and then flew to Italy in the middle of June for the G7 summit.
okay, so he was out there. What?
The G7 was, what day did they do the summit?
I don't know. Maybe
Date G7 summit. It might. It was June 13th to 15th.
Okay,
So we're still looking at, you had
12
7
days.
plus days, 12 days.
because it's on the 27th.
So then in the days leading up to last Thursday's debate against former President Trump in Atlanta, Biden huddled with at least 16 current and former aides at Camp David in rural Maryland, according to the New York Times. Yeah, so it sounds like when he got back from the G7, he went right to Camp David.
They said that was going to happen, right? They said that was for sure.
Yeah. Biden's mock debates included his personal attorney, Bob Bauer, playing the role of Trump.
Yeah.
Of course, said, while the team that helped prepare him was led by former White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain. I don't know any of these people. Jake Sullivan, Jeff Zients, Steve Rickety.
Yeah. See, the thing is, Trump was more calm than everyone thought he was.
Here's the G7.
Yeah. That's what he
How
walked away.
many of these people can you name?
Remember, that's when he walked away. They said, 2, 3. No, 2.
I think 3.
This one guy he's the one that he just called an election guy between Trudeau, besides the right of Trudeau, to the left.
That's Macron, isn't it?
Macron, thank you. That's who it is. Yeah. He just.
So I knew Macron, Trudeau, and Biden. I honestly couldn't name these other ones.
I cannot either.
Is one of them that Angela Merkel person?
One's the Italian prime minister. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's Italian.
Well, I thought Angela Merkel was Germany.
I don't know. I can't tell you, man. Come on. So.
And they don't even say their names here. There's no answer sheet to this riddle. There's a riddle just showing that nobody knows, and nobody ever will know. Let's see. Then after Biden's debate performance, his family members blamed his staff, complained that they did not adequately prepare the president to go on the attack more, to focus more on laying out his vision for the next 4 years rather than getting bogged down in defending his record.
How long
and that
has
they allowed
Joe
him to become overwhelmed.
Biden been in politics? If he's not ready for debate,
his family members.
I know. She's not.
Which one?
Jill. I'm assuming. The one that's calling the show. Come on,
I
Jill's doing more work.
There?
Jill's doing more work than she was there. Remember, she had.
I don't know. I feel like did not adequately. I feel like they probably over prepared him because they put too many little things in his head to try to remember.
Yeah,
little
he's like
shit, and he started mixing them up and not knowing when to use which ones.
Yeah.
And he was taking topics and much like Trump was doing it on purpose because he didn't want to say his position on a topic. He would pivot to a stronger talking point for his case. Biden would take something where it's already a strong talking point and pivot to a Trump talking point. It was bizarre. Like he would be talking about abortion, but then during the abortion thing, he pivoted to immigration. Biden did. It's totally what Trump would do. But so I don't know. Oh, what's this? Will President Biden be replaced as Democrat presidential candidate?
Yeah, you know what?
Closed for predictions after November 4.
Predicted code. What is that? There's this website that you can go to predictions, right? And it gives you can bet on anything.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris just passed Joe Biden. It's Trump, Kamala Harris, Biden for the presidency.
That's all this story has.
I know what these places they're not wrong. Like they're not that wrong. They're usually pretty good because they're not losing money. Right? But they could be wrong. But isn't that crazy how Kamala Harris is beating Biden? That's scary,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it shows how
and I don't think
little faith people have in Joe. I don't think
Harris can beat Trump. I don't think Harris can beat him. But we still don't even know who his VP is, so we don't have a clue.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Trump will name his VP, but he
will
won't
on
say
the
it.
14th. All right. You ready to move on?
I think that's all I've got on Biden for now. Unless, do we have a second Biden story?
So.
Sometimes we do that shit,
I don't think so.
Let's see. Nope. We're going to talk about... We're 5 minutes in. We're going to talk about porn.
Yeah, for sure. From Gizmodo. Supreme Court to hear arguments on whether Texas law can determine your porn habits. Okay. Clear history.
Hold on. I am
done.
also...
Okay, perfect. The court has done a big enough job so far this year. So what are they doing?
The Supreme Court to hear arguments on whether Texas law can determine your porn habits. Is this regarding to the Pornhub thing and that?
I don't know.
The court has done a bang-up job so far this year. Okay, so let's jump in. I don't think I pre-read. I think I just saw Supreme Court porn. And I was like, let's go.
Let's see.
Or did you get this? I don't remember who got this.
You got it.
Did I? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
They're showing Pornhub right here. All right, so the Supreme Court ruled on Monday that the President of the United States is above the law. Oh, we didn't cover that, did we?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Well, that is a Supreme Court thing. Nah, yeah, we didn't. We can talk. Nah, let's not talk about it. And that's not what
they decided that the president is actually king, emperor.
That's very misleading.
It is what it said. It is what it said.
But it's very misleading still.
Not really. As long as it's considered an official act.
Yeah.
you can't be held criminally liable, is what it says.
so-
As long as it's an official act. And you know how they determine if it's an official act?
Alberti decides. The president decides.
They didn't include
Yeah.
how to determine that.
Anyway,
They didn't
you
include
notice-
that. There's no way to determine it. It's undeterminable.
Have you noticed how there's a few
Awesome.
people who
So
haven't
it really
talked?
does
Have you
mean
noticed that
this.
somebody hasn't been talking about this though? Somebody who criticizes Trump every time he can, but all of a sudden he's not talking about this Supreme Court thing. Obama. Wonder why?
Is
hey?
Obama still talking about
no,
things?
he's not. Yeah, he was talking about Trump, but all of a sudden he's not talking about this case. All of a sudden he's like keeping his mouth shut. It's like weird. Why would the president?
Oh yeah, he's probably he might have a vested interest in the whole president not being culpable for their actions while in office. I for one don't think it should matter if it's official or unofficial. I think it should be looked at either way because in many ways what you could do officially doesn't make it okay.
But
okay.
Anyway,
like Obama would argue all of his drone strikes were official and fine,
killing kids,
and
killing
defensive
Americans
in nature.
Fine, so.
It's defensive in nature to send a drone bomb to a wedding where kids are there.
Should have been a clickbait. Sucks. So yeah.
Anyways, no, I want presidents to go to prison. So the Supreme Court ruling this, like I read it and took it seriously. I'm not going to just say it doesn't mean what it says here. It really does, since they left that open ended on what is an official act or not. So it just. So, as long as you can devil's advocate your way into it. But anyways, and now it may determine what sites you can jerk it to.
From presidential immunity to jerk
Look,
it.
if they can do this, they can obviously do that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Texas is one of dozen states with age verification laws requiring sites that serve certain content, such as porn, to verify age of users. We've talked about this a few times and how some states.
Sometimes we get age restricted on YouTube. I'm sure
the Supreme Court will listen to. We have. My niece actually can't even find us because she has a youth account. And,
that's probably fine.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I was like, look this up.
I'm not going to argue with that.
I was hanging out with her. I was like, look it up, and you couldn't find us. So I was like, yeah, because she has a youth account, so we won't even show, which is perfect. But I do bring this up. Is this for kids? I always say no because it's not. But the Supreme Court will listen to arguments in free speech versus Paxton this fall and decide whether all this is against the Constitution. This is constitutional or not. So
I wonder who's who.
Yeah.
Who's Paxton? Basically, is that the?
Yeah.
Who's who here?
Paxton must be the person who made the law. Paxton must be the one pushing it forward. I don't know. So.
In the past year, more states passed similar age verification laws, but the Texas case is getting the Supreme Court treatment after the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the law back in March. That court did rule against the part of the Texas law requiring porn websites to display a health warning about the supposed effects of watching porn. So then the Supreme Court's going to come in and say, yeah, no, the age verification is fine, but actually we definitely want the health warning too. That's what's going to happen.
Well,
Supreme Court's going to be, you need both.
That they have it on video games. They have it on
You
gambling
got a dumbass conservative court right now.
But no, but I think that's not a bad idea. It can be an addiction. They have it on video games. They have it on gambling machines. They have it on cigarettes. They have it on your weed package. Another addiction. Put it there. If people want
so you're pro label? You think labels work?
Regardless if it works or not, it might hit one person with it, and if it saves one person, maybe. And I'm gonna say save. Like some people can go down a deep dark hole with a porn addiction, and it has happened.
So, I guess we'll have to click I agree and then click I accept this risk.
Yeah, there you go.
So there'll be 2 clicks for porn.
And why is it a big deal then? Why people don't want to click? It's like a free warm up.
Well, no, the big deal was
you
the
gotta warm
first
up your
one where
hands.
it's not in Texas. It's no longer you could just click I'm.
Yeah, you gotta.
You have to actually be like, here, where's my ID or my credit card? Prove I'm me. You're like, okay. So the decision made in March led to ALO, the parent company of adult movie giant Pornhub, to block Texans from accessing the site, as well as its sister porn sites. Users in the state were greeted with a very unsexy message explaining why access to the spank material was denied. Yeah, I mean that's a good move on their part. Like, that's a good protest. Because then the people who are actually there like might actually give a shit to get angry at their government for trying to police their porn.
Yeah.
While there are adult sites that are allowing users to access their sites, if caught, they can face stiff fines. See what you did there?
I saw that.
A site that doesn't verify users, yep, we saw you, can be hit with a fine of $10,000 per day, an additional $10,000 per day if the corporation illegally retains identifying information, and $250,000 if the child is exposed to pornographic content due to
And
not
I
properly
think, to
verifying
be
user's
fair,
age.
I think we talked about that in our last time we talked
Yeah,
about
and
that.
Pornhub
is
paid a
when-
big ass fine
Yeah,
because
they
they
paid
went
it.
back and
Talked
counted the
about
number of days, and they paid it and then said we're turning off our shit.
They were like, they probably tested it out and said, we didn't make enough money, it's not worth it. You know? But
ALO has stated in the past that it does support age verification. It doesn't support the methods to verify users that are laid out in the laws, calling them ineffective, haphazardous, and dangerous.
so,
Very likely, and probably infringing on our privacy
yeah.
way too much. That's all we have on porn.
Okay.
That's it for porn. Yeah, these are just comments.
Uh,
What do they say? They say conservatives heavily regulate sexual activity with no gun regulation. Liberals heavily regulate gun activity with no sex regulation. I don't know about that.
yeah, well, that seems kind of, yeah.
Interesting take on life. Maybe you should get a
Says
little
left to
deeper
right,
than that.
left to
but-
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of silly that's going to court, but
So, I mean, I have no faith that they'll rule against the age verification part.
I think the thing is, you got to
'Cause why
take your
would
phones
they?
away. You got to start. Parents got to start paying attention to their kids and stuff too, though, right? Like right before this, I was telling you about that story about that kid with Snapchat. He got sextation. I think it's
Oh,
called
yeah.
sextation. I
People
think is
have
the proper
always
term,
been saying parents need to parent
right?
better, but
And the
there's
kid
no
ended up
actual
offing
way to
himself
do it.
because he sent pictures to this person, and the person was like, "Ha ha, I'm not a girl. I want money," and the kid was like, "I don't have any." But then the shit thing is, the parents trying to sue Snapchat because they're like, "You didn't protect my kid." Well, the kid used the parent's gun to kill himself. And I probably shouldn't have said that word, but it is what it is. It's a messed up world. But, yeah.
So, what was the point of that anecdote? What was your thesis there?
Parents have to stop letting their kids just access the internet. Just give them free range, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
children-
So, but like, how do you
children-
make parents parent? Like, you can't go
You
and
can't,
send a
but that's
cop
the
in
thing.
every home to make that
can't.
happen.
No, but
So how
that's
do you
the
do
thing,
it?
though.
You don't.
that's the thing.
And
That's-
this is just another thing where it's like parents need to parent better, but
It's-
they've
yeah.
been saying that for years, for generations.
It's
Parents
an
have been
honesty,
parenting
and
poorly.
it's kind of funny
So-
because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you can't do that," but then they want the government to take care of them and their kids.
Now, that being said, I think if you're 13 and see porn, you're not going to be ruined. If you're, let's see, what was it? 11?
Okay,
11.
it's probably not good for them, but some of them get addicted to it at that age, and it's not good.
I
And
was
it
totally
messes with the-
fine and
yes.
well adjusted.
Yes, you, but yeah, so you out of how many people? Yeah,
And
but
I think a good majority of people discover porn before they're
Yes.
legally allowed to see
it's
porn.
proven that it can give give these kids depression because they get the stuff in their head. They're like, "Oh, this guy's with 5 girls, I can do that," and then that's never happened. So he can't get that satisfaction he did when you're watching that porn. It's proven, man. Like there's studies on it. So now I'm not saying I'm not saying
that
99%
there's
of
not
the
studies
cases.
about that.
I'm not saying 50% of the cases, but even 10%
I'm just saying
of the cases.
censorship
it
isn't how you
happens, so.
fix problems. So, and they're trying censorship, which censorship's never the fucking answer. It's always actually giving people health care.
It's not doing nothing.
We
It's not
refuse
gonna,
to do.
It's what might go in our next
Like the
story
kid who
here.
killed himself needed mental health
Yeah.
care and didn't have it at all. He also didn't have a health safety net at home or anyone.
Yeah, well, it happened quick probably, and boom, it was done, right?
But also, even prior to that, he had a failure in his parenting that never taught him that, like, hey, don't send dick pics.
Yeah, but then
Pretty much something you need to be
his
teaching kids.
mom's sitting there on the freaking beside a lawyer, is like, Snapchat should be held responsible for not taking care of my child.
Look,
and
mom's
then
just trying to get money.
Well, guess what? The internet's full of predators, and you know what? It's not
Mom
Snapchat's.
didn't
It's
wanna
not
do parenting
Snapchat's job
before
to stop the
mom wants
predators from
money
going
now.
at you. So
I don't
Anyway.
think suing Snapchat stops a predator.
no, they don't. But she's saying they
It does
should.
absolutely nothing. Mom just wants money. She doesn't actually believe that will change.
So let's move on. I
She
think.
entirely wants money.
Yeah. Well,
If
that's
she
all it
wanted
is.
the change that she's demanding, it would. That's not the way to get the change you're demanding.
It'd
You
be
need
about-
to
we
work
should
with
be knock-
lawmakers.
should be
and
knocking on
legislators.
doors, getting signed petitions.
Well,
and shit,
yeah, if
so.
you could work the petitions, but I mean, your first thing is you should try to get a hold of politicians
Yeah.
that would already.
I'm
agree
just
with your
saying, though,
cause.
you know, she wouldn't be suing like that. But
If you, yeah, she's suing because she wants money.
okay.
And yeah, she lost a child, but like she lost a child, she at least in one instance didn't parent well. I would wager to guess if we were to dig deeper, there's additional parenting flaws going on. I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm a parent here. I'm not, but like if I did have a kid, I feel like one of the things you have to teach them now: don't send dick pics, don't take dick pics,
Yeah.
don't ask for naked pics at all. Naked pics are illegal, even for you. That'd be an explanation, a conversation you have to have. Like, you can't do that. That is illegal.
Okay.
It's a crime.
Let's move on.
Don't do crime. Here at the Borderline Banter, we believe in don't do crime. Which is why we're going to talk about Ontario Man. Is this anything like Florida Man?
Ironically, you have to figure this out. You can read the hard title.
CTV News Toronto. Ontario Man suffers cardiac arrest in Florida.
Yeah, there you
This
go.
is why insurance won't cover his $620,000 hospital bill. Get fucked.
Like
He went to the hospital in Florida, didn't he?
yeah, but anyway,
You gotta pay. You are.
But anyway,
you owe us
like
money.
here in Canada, if you have a
Yeah.
heart attack, you have a heart attack, you call the ambulance. They're like, oh, we'll be there in a minute. They come pick you up. Yeah, you gotta pay about $800 for that. But once you get to the hospital, you get everything for free. Boom, you're in. 12 hours
So
later,
you said you have
see
to
a
pay for that.
doctor
How much
and
is
you're
that?
out.
Like a couple $100 or something?
An ambulance ride's about $800, right?
800.
Yeah.
I mean, 800 is not gonna be the end of the world. For some people, that's alarming. But like
When I was a kid, I got hit by
in
a
America,
car. When
that
I was a
shit
kid, I
happens.
got
It's
hit
what
by a
this
car.
says.
I got hit by a car, and they're like, "We're gonna call 911." I'm like, "No, I can't afford the ambulance bill." But that's what I said. They called it anyway, and they sent me the bill. But I was like, "I'm a minor. Screw off," and I never paid it. That's a different story, though.
Yeah, that's probably fine. But yeah, no, in America, it's way super duper worse.
Clearly.
Yeah, so not only did he have to pay for his hospital trip, which was not $800, it was probably way more than that. He barely clocked up $620,000. I'm wondering how he got up to that.
Is that just one?
They literally just add, and I want to say nickel and dime, but there needs to be an upgrade to that because they're not nickel and diming. They're like $20 bill and $50 bill.
Well, they'll probably show us a bill,
50 and 100 are in. So, an Ontario man who wanted to spend time with his family in Florida was hospitalized after suffering a cardiac arrest at the airport as he was about to fly back to Canada. Just gotta get there. America, we have terrible healthcare. You can't do shit here. Despite having travel insurance, an investigation found he was not considered stable enough to travel and has been stuck with a hospital bill of $620,000. $620,011. Don't want to forget that.
Okay.
$11 on there. So yeah, he had some sort of insurance, but like, I don't know. They're retroactively saying, "Nah, you actually couldn't travel."
Well, insurance isn't going to figure out how.
So the travel insurance doesn't want to cover it.
Yeah, watch. They'll be like, "You didn't have a COVID shot, so it was all on you, right?" Like it's something like that.
Despite the massive bill, the medical care Richard Bishop received saved his life.
Yeah, cool. Right.
Okay. Whoa, I thought he just had a cardiac arrest.
But usually when they have to do CPR, they're gonna break your ribs. Like usually.
I guess that's
not
that's
usually
true.
10, but they'll break a few of them. That's just the way it goes. Like unfortunately, right? So.
Yeah.
I'm recovered. I had 10 broken ribs, but I'm recovering. I'm good," said Bishop.
Wow.
A resident of Ontario. The 73-year-old told CTV News that on the last day of his trip while he was in Orlando airport, he suffered a cardiac arrest and it took 14 minutes of CPR to revive him. So yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Barely, right? Bishop and his wife had group travel insurance and checked to make sure they are covered before they left Canada. When Richard was hospitalized, he needed a defibrillator, which I don't know, that probably cost a lot of money there, I guess.
Oh yeah. We had to use the defibrillator. That's $6,200.
As far as they were concerned,
you got the ambulance. That's $3,500.
Covered. Provided
They
with
put
the
a
phone
drip on
numbers
you. That's
and
$2,900.
Cardiac bills. Yeah. Anyway, the doctors and physicians said so. Yeah, anyway. The total hospital came to $620,000, and that's when bishops found out they were not covered due to Bishop having pre-existing conditions related to his heart. Okay, but did he make that knowledgeable when he got the insurance? Because if they still gave him it, But they'll probably have some fine print somewhere, you know, like that's the thing though, right? They told me they're not going to pay for
I don't know.
hospitalization because his doctor said that her husband wasn't safe to travel. So cardiology.
So and it's kind of confusing because he has travel insurance, but he got that in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how Canada does that, but does Canada not cover pre-existing conditions?
Well, the insurance plan, I guess it's an insurance plan, right? Right? Yeah, it's okay, but so you're wrong. It's $80,000 for a defibrillator.
I was a little short on my $6,300 number I threw out. 80,000. That's 80,000. If you want to get the good chance to come back to life. We did 14 minutes of CPR before we charged you $80,000.
Why do that's not cool.
We're not
that's
paying.
Messed up, right? Yeah, we're not paying. Yes. Yeah. So, see, that's the thing though. They can't hold him in the hospital, so he's gonna come back to Canada. He's 73 years old. Just don't go back to America. What are you gonna do? They're not gonna come to Canada and get him. You know?
Yeah, I mean.
So like, not saying to do crime, but no, screw that. You know, it's like.
So the CTV News reached out to the insurance company for some reason. Obviously, it says due to privacy concerns, you couldn't get into details, of course. Yeah, so. But Green Shield is the insurance company that you'd have to look into. You know, I'm sure they don't cover pre-existing. I mean, that's part of why our private healthcare and insurance shit it's a shit show here too. They love to not cover people. So yeah, if I travel there, I'm definitely gonna be. They want your premium monthly, but they don't want to pay ever. Their job is to not pay. That's an insurance company's job is to not pay. It's not to help. It's to not pay. Yeah, that's how they make more money. They get paid. They get paid not to pay. Exactly. Yeah. Money is falling on them, and every time they give money back, that's less money. They're gonna try anything. They'll be like, "Oh, the job is to just get rained on with the money." Your insurance stops at 7:30. They'll be like, "Well, it was 7:30:03 when you had the heart attack." So, unfortunately, privatizing things like this is pretty bad because throwing greed into the equation of people's health, it leads to terrible outcomes, and that's what America has right now. It's pretty terrible outcomes. And things like this, where this guy's getting a $600,000 bill, happens to people in America all the time. It's not even news. This is news because it happened to Canada, man. Well, yeah, it's a Canadian website too, though. So yeah, Canadians are in shock. Yeah, because it's a Canadian website. We don't do that right? Don't travel to America in bad health. Yeah, reconsidering, but if I do, I'll definitely. See, that's the thing. I was like, if that comes there, something bad happens, it would suck. But I'm like, well, I guess I'm never going back to America, unless I make it big. Yeah. But here's the Green Shield's their spiel. We're committed to our social mission of advancing better health for all. As such, the care of its members is its first priority. No, it's not. That's why I wanted to say that before they even got their stupid 2 cents in. Now, Green Shield's job is to make sure they get money. Yeah, they don't. So, yeah. They are not first prioritizing members. They are first prioritizing mine. Yeah, and even if they do approve it, they're going to give the most minimum they can, Right, and this is going to be a PR thing for them. So they might just give in because of PR at some point with this one. Or they'll be like, we'll give you 10%, $620,000 or something, right? So, no, 6,000. Yeah. I think in this case, they have to say, no, we're not going to bill this guy. We're not going to come after you. We're not going to come to Canada for you. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's probably how they clear. We'll probably never hear about this again. Because I don't think he's going to pay even 10% of the bill. Why would you pay 10% of this bill if the whole thing is you're against the idea of paying the bill? You're not going to be like, oh, 10% of it? Oh, I'll pay that. No, I'm against paying it. I'm not like your example earlier. Would you have paid 10%? Oh no, but I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that the insurance company will be like, oh, we'll pay. I'm just saying they'll. You're like, I'm a minor, so I'm not gonna pay. But what if they were like, well, we only want 10%? Oh, well, I was still a kid though. I was a kid, so I still. Yeah, but do you have $80, kid? Kid, do you have $80? I didn't. I was making $5.90 an hour. If you give us $80, are you gonna let me know? Okay. Anyway, well, it sounds like you're not giving me the $80, kid. No. But so I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind your back. Surprised you were listening to me. Wow. I am. I'm playing the other character on the TV show Cops. Crazy. You're the criminal. Oh. I figured you're just talking when I was talking, so what? People can multi thing. Yeah. So the bishop said they aren't sure how they will pay the huge hospital bill. I thought they just said don't pay it, right? I feel terrible. The fact that we had no guidance from them while I was flat on my back in the hospital. Well, yeah, they're not going to warn you. Hey, everything that's happening is costing you money. Yeah. Which the aftercare being in a hospital bed All of it.
I've seen hospital bills. Like, they charge you like $10 for a Tylenol. You know, like I just bought 50 of them for like $10. They'll charge you like $50 for one of them in the hospital there, right? Like,
But hey, good news. Firestone says that you can negotiate with your hospital, and that you could tell your hospital your claim was denied. You could possibly pay hundreds of thousands of dollars less. They're gonna believe your story.
hundreds of thousands. So that
Yeah,
could be
because they're gonna
hundreds
be
of
like,
thousands.
oh, they didn't cover you. Well,
Yeah.
all that cares like way cheaper than actually.
But see, the thing is, I wonder how much it could.
No.
I wonder how much it
You could
can
try.
save it. I wonder how much it can lower the bill, because
You could certainly
Yeah.
try, because like the argument for the hospital is they're not getting any money right now. So
yeah, try to get something
do you
out of
want
nothing.
something?
Yeah.
But the thing is, as soon as you get any amount of money, like then the person's like beholden to paying the rest of it.
But no, do you sign a contract?
It's
They send you a
Yeah.
message. They send you saying, okay, we'll
It
take
depends.
$6,000,
If you whole
and
new
then you
contract,
sign
you
that.
think they're
No,
sending
it
a
does not
contract?
matter. You sign a contract. They say, okay, we
You're
won't
saying
take
a
anything.
contract's going to happen, so it matters. I'm contending that they won't have a contract suddenly magically happen here.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
If
Is
the
like,
bishop
can
sends
you
you
not? Okay,
$1
never mind. Let's move on. So
I don't think there'll be a contract sent from, what was the name of the place, Green Shield, to the bishops. I don't think they're going to send a contract.
I'm not talking about Green Shield. I'm talking about the bishops and the hospital. That's how the hospital will negotiate. Like, you know what? Okay, well, okay, 10%, 20%, 30%. I don't know. I use 10% as an example. But if you let
Your
me,
contract
yes.
with one entity can't override your contract with another entity.
Can you not see? If you listen to what I'm saying,
I listen to everything. You're saying nothing.
I said what I said is like, okay, the hospital reaches out to them and says, you offer to pay this much. Okay, bishops agree to pay that much. The hospital will say
They shouldn't send anything.
okay, never mind then. See, but okay, they shouldn't. But I'm not saying they shouldn't. We're not talking about they shouldn't. We're saying that's what they might do.
I disagree that it will absolve them. You're saying that could absolve them because they'll have a contract and they'll say, I did the contract, I'm absolved. And I'm saying, I don't think so. This is America. You'll get fucked.
Well, if the hospital agrees to the
American.
contract, though.
Your opinion matters, though,
yes.
right?
Okay. Well, yeah, sure.
Your healthcare
So-
system doesn't treat people like shit.
Yeah.
Mine does.
They do actually.
And I've
They
been
just
through it.
do it for free. So.
That's called not treating somebody like shit.
So.
This is what we do. $600,000. And no, knocking it down to $60,000 doesn't fucking help.
I'm not saying
Knocking
it
down to
does, but
6,000
hey,
doesn't help.
okay, regardless.
1%.
Yes,
If you knock down to
regardless.
1%
That's
is too
not the point. The point I'm saying now is like it's being charged. You can't change the fact that there's been the charge. You can't change that. So.
Well, you just said earlier he's going to Canada and never paying it. So what do you mean you can't change the fact?
Okay.
You could not pay anything, which
Yes.
is what I'm saying you should do.
But Canadians are
You're saying
nice.
you can pay the hospital.
Canadians aren't assholes. And they're like, they'll feel committed.
You
They're
want me
like,
to
you
do
have to
pay
pay.
the
you know?
hospital? No.
Right?
Why are you wanting to pay the hospital? You want him to pay some percent to the hospital.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying they might sign the.
I thought
Again,
that's what your whole
no.
thing was.
I'm saying, okay, right? You're not. Okay, let's go on.
Make an agreement with the hospital and give them money, right?
Okay, yeah,
Wasn't
that's a choice. Doesn't mean they have to do it. But
That was what you said.
yes,
Was I listening?
if the hospital reaches out to them and gives it that, they could sign that. Like, sure, right? Is it better than maybe you want to go to Florida every year? $6,200 would be worth it.
You say
know?
sure, I say no. So you
know.
do think it's a good idea, and I don't. So there's your opinion. There's mine.
Okay. So,
That's a terrible idea, in my opinion.
yes. Yeah.
And also, any attempts to pay a debt means they can try to collect the entirety of it. So
Not if they
entire
agree,
thing-
though.
If you want
Not
to,
if they agree to it. If they say, oh, we will dispose
are you
your
gonna let me
debt.
finish?
No, you never let me finish. So. If
Now I don't want to finish what I had to say
Exactly.
because you're gonna
So-
never let me finish it anyways.
Yeah. I get that. So.
If you pay a little bit, you are legally on the hook for all of it suddenly. This is American law, not Canadian law, so I don't expect you to understand it. But just showing that you can pay any amount of it means you can no longer take it to court to say
Okay.
that the whole thing's unjust because you're paying some of it, so you've now implicitly said some of it's just.
Okay. Yes.
You can no longer get
Okay,
it all
pause.
thrown out. So
Correct.
that's why I don't want them to pay any bit.
Pause.
Because it
Okay.
says it's implicitly
I get
correct,
it now.
and
Okay.
it's not.
I let you.
It's
Okay.
not correct.
Pause. You're not. Okay. Now the hospital says no. Okay. So yes, they pay $6,000 on the debt, but now they sign. They give, hospital reaches out, says you pay this much, and then we'll throw the rest out. They sign that contract. That piece of paper says no more. We're done with this. The debt is over. You know. So. Like, if you pay the money without negotiating, they're gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna milk you dry. But if you negotiate, again, cross border, this might not.
Right, and that's where I countered with they're not going to give a contract.
So
This is America. There's no incentive for them to do that.
So,
Do you have a counter to that? Other than yes, they will.
but that's
Financially, there's a $600,000 reason not to. What's the reason to?
okay. And again,
Because this
I'm
guy
just
says
pointing out
possible.
this is a possibility. Yes, again,
Just like this
Yeah.
person's pointing out,
Yeah.
Firestone, whoever that is.
exactly.
Who's
So
Firestone?
you better reach out to him and go get mad. Better get mad.
Firestone.
Yeah, I'll get you his email. So you
Is
can,
this the tire? Is this the tire company, Firestone?
I don't know who Firestone is. So,
Said Firestone.
Yeah.
who
The
was not
Firestone.
involved in Bishop's case.
so
This is how we got to Firestone, by the way. Firestone, who was not involved in Bishop's case.
okay.
Just some guy. just some dude says it might work. I'm giving the American real perspective here. It won't. You'll get fucked. Don't send them $1. Nothing. Even if they send you a contract, there's going to be legal print in there that you won't understand. That will say you're not really absolved. So, don't get fucked.
Read your contracts. But yes,
You in Canada, you people in Canada are nice to each other and shit. We're not down here. Don't come down to America and act like you can just behave the same. You can't. It doesn't work the same.
I think we got more Canadian news though.
Supreme Court. So, do we?
Yeah,
Or is it more Florida news?
it's more Canadian news.
No, it's not. It's in Cancun.
Canadian from the National Post. Canadian accused of abandoning 2 kids in Cancun. Told police she couldn't afford them.
Well, now Canada's obviously the bad guy.
Yeah, well, Canada is.
America
It's funny you say that
now
because
Canada's the
you,
bad
you
guy. Like,
can't
what are you
afford
doing?
to raise your children in Canada. It costs too much money. But
Woman was seen leaving 2 girls under 3 years old on a busy street corner before running away.
that's disgusting. Like what the hell? And in Mexico,
That is the worst plan ever. Is this like
like I'm not saying Mexico, but like I guess, but still, it's like that's a complete different country. Kids probably don't even know, like if they're from. I don't know. That's. What are you gonna look up?
I just want to see where exactly Cancun is. Okay, it's right there. It's on the tip.
So they blur her
this is
face
her?
out.
What,
Yeah.
we don't get to see her face? Why?
Wouldn't be that hard to find her, but yes.
I thought, didn't we blur the faces to protect the innocents and the minors in cases? Like, why are we
Now again,
protecting-
this is Mexico. Maybe they have a different rule there. Maybe they
Ah,
have
that
their
could be,
right.
yeah.
So
They could be, you're innocent till proven guilty
Yeah.
for real there.
they're
I'm
like,
like, "Huh, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Bad boys gonna come for you. And then they just, yeah. Anyways.
but they say they.
Oh,
might.
we don't even get this. This is just her name. Canadian woman is under investigation in Cancun, Mexico for allegedly abandoning 2 girls under the age of 3 on a street corner in Mexico City. Okay, well, we're caught up to where we were caught up.
That's messed up.
So several witnesses saw the woman leave a baby and a toddler on a street corner before running away. Members of the state's specialized group for attention to domestic and gender violence responded to the report. And the children remain in state care, the news site said. That was a really long thing. Specialized group for attention to domestic and gender violence.
Huh. So that's just a game. That's not a game. That's just an organization there. Yeah. So that's pretty messed up. I hope her kids get put with some family somewhere safe, and she never gets them again.
Yeah, see, this is why I was saying this is a terrible idea. Police arrested the woman a few blocks away. This is not like. Why are criminals so dumb?
They said the
Yeah.
woman and children have been identified as Canadians, but did not release further information. The woman's age, name, the name, age, and hometown are not known, nor whether she is a resident of Cancun or a visitor. Okay, so just because she is from Canada doesn't mean she's living in Canada. She's Canadian doesn't mean she's in Canada, living there right now. But according to police, she said she left the children on the corner because she does not have financial means to take care of them.
I think Jay's in chat saying
Yeah.
that. I'm guessing alcohol was involved.
Maybe.
I think that's about this.
And know what I just realized is that our YouTube
well,
comments
yeah.
are popping up on here, which is I'm glad that wasn't working, but I fiddle around. It's working now.
Oh, good. It's supposed
So, yeah.
to pop them both up,
Yeah,
regardless of
they do,
where
but
they're coming from.
they are now, so that's cool, right? So
Like this.
yeah.
So, anyways, some guy, the director of the Cancun office of the System for the Comprehensive Development of the Family. Okay, Mexico, you gotta shorten these up. This is
So,
too long.
yeah.
It said both children remain in protective care after being rescued from the corner of Tulum Avenue. It's a shopping district 2 kilometers from the marina.
Yeah.
Girls are fine. They're sheltered with us in the temporary assistance house. They're fine. Investigations are being carried out. First glance, the girls do not show signs of abuse, but they're gonna do some stuff. So
Like that's a big place, you know. Like that's like population 900,000. It's like, you know.
yeah, and they're looking for additional family members, which is a good question. Like,
You know.
is there anybody else, or is this it? Like, because the thing is, if you're gonna arrest the mom, where the kids end up varies greatly based on what the rest of the family.
Well, if they know they're
looks
Canadian,
like.
they probably have already talked to Canadian authorities and the embassy and stuff, where they're probably looking into it right now, right? Like, now this happened over a week ago, so I'm sure there has to be more. But it's weird how we just hearing about it now.
Well, I don't. You'd think they'd figure out a lot of these answers pretty quickly, or not at all. It'd be.
But again, maybe
is
in
she
Mexico,
unknown, or
maybe
can
in
you
Mexico,
identify
there's
who
a
she
whole bunch
is?
of different stuff where they're like, we can't release this stuff because it's a Mexico law, right? Like
Maybe.
like
I mean, but you're under arrest at this point. We have the right to identify you, don't we?
maybe not in Mexico.
But you can't even show me the picture, so
You
maybe
know.
you can't. Maybe you legally can go. I'm just traveling.
Yeah.
I'm just a traveler, and I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
And you get tossed in a friggin' cell, and you're like, oh, good luck.
So you say Cancun hosts 17 million tourists annually, but has a population of 900,000.
So yeah, that's
A
insane.
third of them come from the United States, but Canada is in second place with a little more than 1 million visits per year.
Wow.
There you go, Canada.
Okay.
If you were to go to Cancun and have a problem, that guy had a problem because his travel insurance said he had a condition now, so I think he's screwed even if he went to Cancun.
Cancun actually has a very good health system, by the way. They probably have
that'd be
best.
the difference is Cancun wouldn't charge the dollar amount we did. So
and they actually have a very, very, very good healthcare system. My grandpa used to fly to Mexico. My grandpa used to fly to Mexico, get dental work done because it's cheap. Because dental work isn't covered, but it was cheaper.
Is that legal?
Yeah, and he would go there and get it cheaper. Fly to Cancun, go on vacation,
Legal, I don't
go
care.
and get the surgery, be out and enjoy the rest of the vacation.
That was when flying was cheap enough. Now it's like it's a little harder calculus because flying has gotten stupid.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it could still be done now for several different medical things for sure.
Okay, I think we have another Canadian story.
Yeah, so this is just tragedy for the kids though, because obviously we want mom dealt with because you can't do it that way. Like if you need assistance, there are ways to get assistance, and it's not leaving me at the corner and running. So I thought I hit the button.
No. Okay.
There we go. This website has a lot of weird stuff and made me whitelisted, so I hope you guys check out Wicked. It'll be at the Buell Theater.
Yeah. So.
Sure. National Post again. I can't even scroll. It just stays up.
Yeah. Okay. Take it away.
Indian man, 24, disguised as gray-haired senior, caught boarding Air Canada flight. Close observation revealed that he had dyed his hair and beard white and was wearing glasses to appear older. Frank.
Yeah. So he's
okay, not Frank.
He's trying to break in the country.
So wait, how does being older assist with that?
Probably using his dad's or grandpa's passport and trying to get here.
Okay.
And then he can abandon it, and then
that's a good guess. Yeah.
Then he can just live like free as an illegal, right? Where he came here legally, he came here legally, but
free as an illegal.
Yeah,
I like that. That's great.
Well, it's hard
America
to say
right there. You just said America's thing right there.
Well, they do. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
You did it. That was very American of you.
Yeah, cool. You're not free in Canada. Let's see what happens.
So yeah, I mean that's a good guess. I think using it to have a passport that, because like he probably has a problem with this. Because otherwise, like, doesn't who did Trudeau say can't come? Didn't he ban all of India?
Diplomats, I believe, like only, like not India.
So I thought.
But there's
Isn't that
there's a
India? I thought he
billion
did it for the
people.
whole
There's a
country.
billion people in India, man. You can't stop. You can't like know
I
people
thought
from
Trudeau
India.
did like a racist thing.
No.
I thought we covered that.
Yes, he has done many racist things, but
Or maybe that's Iran. No, we decided it was okay because it was like it was terrorist state. Wasn't it Iran?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Or actually, we decided it wasn't okay because he did
So,
just Iran. That's what we decided.
I don't know what you're. I don't.
And then
remember.
he should.
Couldn't
or
tell,
was
you,
it Carfax?
couldn't tell you what you're talking about.
It's Trudeau. You should follow your Trudeau news better.
Okay, let's see what this has to say.
Your talking points against Trudeau. Are
Let's see what this Indian man. Oh,
I believe him. I believe him.
yeah, you can. Oh, look at you can kind of see the fake beard, like yeah,
What do you mean fake? It's well
like
groomed.
yeah, well
Okay.
groomed, well too groomed. Like I don't know.
What do you mean
like,
too groomed?
it's black. I guess maybe
Some guys
because
groom their beard.
like that because it's
Here,
blonde
let
and
me show you some
black.
well groomed beards. I'm just gonna Google well groomed beards. You imagine the kind of crap I'd find if we
No,
just
don't. He doesn't look too happy.
well-groomed beards.
But yeah, let's see what else.
Well,
this
no,
has to
this
say.
looks like he got caught, right?
Oh,
Oh.
so
His
he's
passport.
yeah, because he
He
get
showed his
picture
whole on
taken. Yeah.
passport.
Whoa! Are they not blurring out the passport? Can you go up for a second? They kind of, but you can if you wanted to.
You could probably
National
enhance that. I feel
Post.
like they didn't do. I didn't feel like they did their job there.
That's
It says
doxing. Yeah.
India's Central Industry Security Forces say they intercepted a passenger allegedly involved in human trafficking, who was bound for Canada while impersonating an old man. Okay, so he was also doing a human trafficking.
He was up to more. Yeah, was he with somebody? And ooh,
So more than just identity theft or fraud or whatever. We got. So, the 24-year-old Indian man was recently arrested for impersonating a senior citizen and using false documents to travel to Canada, says India's federal police organization. Oh, was that Trudeau?
no, that jag meat right there.
No.
Yeah, that was
Inside.
Trudeau. Yeah. So
And Jagmeet. They're shaking hands. They're
and
friends.
jag meat, ironically, is not allowed to go into India. So
Well, sometimes you get banned from a country.
yeah.
Anyways, do you want...
On X, the CSIF shared details of the bust. CISF personnel intercepted a passenger bound for Canada involved in a human trafficking and impersonation. Reads the post shared on June 19th, so this happened a while ago. The Pax, who is that? The Paxton again? Weird. The Pax attempted to travel by impersonating an aged person and using false documents.
Okay,
So-
we are... How many paragraphs into this, and haven't we said the same thing 4 times before here? Impersonation.
I know.
False documents, impersonation. Like, you keep saying the same things we've said. We've said one thing, 2 things. And they just keep saying it.
It's a minute-long article. That's it. So,
There's a cat petting shirt. No, that's not it. So the man was apprehended at the airport in Delhi as he attempted to board an Air Canada flight. He presented a passport to the authorities under the identity of a 67-year-old man named Rashvindar Singh Sahota.
and it was completely fake. So it wasn't even a fake. It wasn't a stolen passport. It was a fake passport. The man's
for the
appearance,
question,
voice, go up to say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Appearance, voice, and skin texture seemed significantly younger than the details provided. That's
Yeah,
ageism.
obviously, yeah.
I don't know. When I was like 25 and people were calling the cops at me in the bar because they thought I was like 15, it was pretty annoying,
Okay, but do
Right,
you
like-
see what they followed up this with?
Okay, what?
You're acting like it's going to be unreasonable. They followed it up with questioning.
Yeah.
And you know what he did? Folded. Instantly
Yeah, well,
folded. Said, you
Yeah.
got me. All they
I
was like,
guess.
are you really an old man? And he's like,
Yeah.
no.
Fuck, yeah, I guess.
So just remember when they said, hey, his skin is it's ageist or whatever, like, all they did was go,
So yeah, I guess he has
"Are
a
you
digital.
fucking with me?
So he was gonna go there, but he just didn't want to know. He's gonna have his real passport because it's a digital passport, which I didn't know that was a thing.
And then he showed his real passport, Guru Siwaksin. That's not the same last name. I assume
Yeah.
they follow the last name rules, so that middle name and last name doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, he immediately self-reported. But if he had his own passport, I don't get like. Well, how did he hope this would work? I just want to know how he.
And
thought
what
it
his
would
plan
work.
was with the trafficking and stuff. So There's more
Yeah,
to it.
and where are the human trafficking?
Authorities
Like,
know
how-
more. They know more than they're telling us. Like the
The
Indian
human
police.
trafficking has to have been from a separate incident outside of the airport. It couldn't have been while at the airport he had a person. Otherwise, it would have said that somewhere. Right? It'd have to. Anyways, back to the cat petting chart.
I think that's everything. I think that's
But yeah,
it.
just want to look at this picture again just for fun.
Yeah.
You're saying it's ages to be like, dude,
yeah,
are
yeah.
you serious
He looks
right now?
like he doesn't look old. Yeah, he doesn't look that
And
old.
if he is serious right now, he'll answer in something that
Yes.
sounds right.
Thank you.
You know,
Ha ha
he
ha. He'll laugh about
Oh,
it. Yeah.
what do you mean? And you go, oh, that's a fake voice. But you go,
Now I'm
"Yeah,
pretty
it's a
sure.
fake
Like
voice."
I don't know, but yeah. Okay.
All right,
Well, I think we're
jumping
done
on.
with Canada.
That wasn't Canada. That was India.
It was Canada, though.
But
Canada,
yes.
yeah.
Canada. We'll go back to America then. Gizmodo has our next story. Amazon delivery van ignites in fiery explosion during Houston's summer heat. Drone footage captured firefighters appearing to struggle to put out the blaze. So yeah, you know how in America we just have Amazon delivering our stuff to us now instead of like going to the store and shit.
Yeah.
Like Amazon does groceries too. They don't just do like the electronics you need and stuff. They do your daily necessities.
Oh yeah.
I use it to get my Amazon Monster again very recently. The pricing got good on $15. I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't want anybody to snipe it. But the pricing got good again.
Yeah.
Anything more is too much info.
So yeah.
But yeah, I use Amazon again now too for delivering stuff. So I don't like hearing that they're gonna explode.
Well, is it like one
Not
of the things?
likely.
Like things happen. Something could have happened, right? So.
But that being said, they got the footage, right?
Yeah, let's see.
Right. And I think that's what we got right below. I hope so. Spoiler alert.
They're spraying the water the
What?
wrong way.
We're
Okay, the water's going the wrong way.
What are they spraying? This is the fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not a firefighter, so they're spraying right now. Oh, maybe it got turned on and he didn't realize it was gonna get turned on and he just lost control. That's what happened.
Whoa, we're struggling with this.
Like, it was
fire.
off, it was
the
off.
Fire is why we're
And
struggling.
right, then it gets shots on right there. He's like, holy shit! He even throws them around a little bit.
I understand
That's
it's a
crazy.
powerful.
Oh, they're
hose,
powerful.
but,
Yeah,
like,
100%. All right.
that means you had a comms breakdown. Like communications broke down. Whoever was turning it on and whoever was pointing it didn't communicate. So yeah, drone operator in Houston captured video of an electric Amazon delivery van at a fulfillment center appearing to explode. Why do we have to say appearing to explode?
Look,
You know, there's footage. We could say
well, just
things
because it's
that
on
happened.
fire doesn't mean it exploded. It
You're
just
not
caught
going to
fire.
court. Nobody's suing you for saying it exploded.
You know, it doesn't matter. You gotta watch your wording. Okay.
Allegedly, it appeared to explode. We may or may not know. Firefighters might have worked to put out the blaze. It might have been Monday, allegedly.
Yeah. But that's how you
With
fact
the-
check. That's how you get around fact checks, right? Like,
Well, yeah.
did
I'm not
Trump?
worried about this
Did
phrase and like this statement. It's the next statement where they're going to make the claim about like the batteries exploded part, which is the real claim. You got to worry about how you say it.
Yeah.
Because it's an electric vehicle with its battery exploding is what's happening, which has happened with phones too. And it's terrifying knowing that your little magic rectangle could explode in your phone.
Oh, some days it's so hot that
It's
I
not
turn it
zero.
off. I turn it
Yeah,
off or put it
I've-
in front of the fan. So
I have a couple of games I've played on it that it gets hot. Like
Yeah.
I don't really play those anymore, but I used to play them way too much. Pokemon Go.
yeah,
And it
me
would
too.
start to get hot. I'd be like, if this explodes, it's just on me. It's
Yeah.
my fault at this point.
And my hands gonna be sore, you know. Like,
know,
and the
so-
e-cigarettes as well, right? But
Oh yeah, those explode too, and it's like anything with a battery can just explode. I guess.
okay.
So yeah, experts are wondering about similar fires that have happened recently. I don't know if they're talking about at charging stations or with electric vehicles. But
Who would have thought lithiums can be dangerous? So
footage was captured by Third Coast Drone and posted to YouTube. So I guess that's a fellow YouTuber out there. Sure.
today, while leaving the office for lunch, I looked to the west towards the Amazon warehouse and noticed a large plum of black smoke. The drone
Large
operator said
plum.
in the video, "I put the drone up in the air and went for a closer look." Do you just carry
Yeah.
the drone on you at lunchtime? Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a YouTube channel called Third Coast Drone.
I guess
So,
I guess if you had a portable
he's
case,
a drone footage YouTuber.
yeah, I guess if you had a case and all that, you can just pull it out. But like, I'm Batman.
Yeah, you and me wouldn't, but this guy, straight up, he probably would say, "Yeah, I got a suitcase that I carry with me." Or how? I mean, drones are pretty small now, man. I wouldn't mean a suitcase. I hate how this website starts to do this thing. That closer look revealed firefighters are already on the scene, having trouble putting out the blaze. As you can see in the video below, there is the. I guess we could.
There's a gap going
this.
wrong. I don't think we really need to.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to can go to that third clone drone. We're grateful no one was injured and thankful for the Houston Fire Department's rapid response. That's what told Gizmodo on Tuesday over email. We're working with a third-party investigator and experts from Rivian to investigate and are not going to speculate. So yeah, of course they're not going to say anything. But Houston hit 98 degrees on Monday, so you know,
crazy.
And it's not going to be below 90 until maybe Tuesday next week. We're actually getting about 70s and 80s here right now. That's kind of nice. We were getting 90 plus there for a bit. So Jalopnik explains. We've done some news from Jalopnik. You've accused Jalopnik and Gizmodo of being the same person. So Gizmodo reporting Jalopnik explains chargers can be the cause of the fires when they're not properly cooled or when they're improperly wired, though it's still not clear what caused this fire in Houston, especially since professionally installed chargers like the ones that were presumably at this Amazon fulfillment center have far fewer issues than people who tinker with the wiring of their home chargers. Sure. Or they just don't do upkeep and maintenance, and they're just like Boeing.
Yeah,
could be like that.
Yeah,
it could be that too.
Or batteries are bad in general. Like
yeah, and they have so many vehicles that it's just like I was saying, like we all have the phone explosion thing. It's not 0%.
Yeah.
Right. So the more vehicles you have, the more not 0% add together. Yeah, this just starts to add up when you have. I don't know, how many Amazon delivery vans do you think they have, like on the road? How many Amazon delivery vans are on the road? Oh God, do we take the AI answer?
If you want.
Or the one below it. The AI says over 10,000 electric delivery vans. But then below that it says Amazon began rolling out its electric delivery vans in the summer of 2022 and now has more than 13,500 across the U.S. So you take that not zero and you apply it 13,500 times every day.
Okay, so no fun fact here. Between 2019 and 2023, and it's a weird statistic, they say 19.4 lithium iron batteries for phones per year. So that's not much. So like that's like 20 a year. Which isn't that many, and I think that's American. For that many phones, though, that's not that many.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
this is saying...
It's extremely unlikely, but it is possible. Extremely unlikely.
Yeah, and the other fire they're talking about is apparently Salt Lake City last year, where Amazon vans near chargers in Salt Lake City went up in flames. I don't know.
It's happened twice.
It may not be necessarily the vehicles. It could be the charging stations that are in question.
And it could be anything. It could be a short. It could be anything.
It could be bad luck. It could be that really bad luck thing happening, or it could be
you hit a
corporate neglect.
Or you hit a bump earlier that day and you didn't realize that you hit something, and who knows?
I mean,
right?
This said something like they're investigating, right? Yeah, they're
cars start on fire all the time. It happens, right? Like daily.
It do, but not with my Amazon packages in it. You got to remember, this is America. If we can't get our stuff,
but then you get a month first. Don't you get a free month worth of Prime if they're late?
They better. Anybody who got late stuff's going to demand free stuff. You know that, right? In America, if you don't get what you want, you get to demand free stuff.
Okay, got a few more stories here.
I have an example tonight. Literally, I didn't get the shakes with my dinner. I ordered dinner and
from the AP.
Shakes.
To save spotted owls, U.S. officials plan to kill hundreds of thousands of other owl species.
So you can accuse me of not listening, but you can just blatantly not listen to my story.
How about your supper? Yes.
So. Yeah, are we on Banter or are we on like only cover the news that we're on?
We're on only news. So
let's go with the story then.
Yeah. What's with your supper, Dustin?
I forget why I was saying it now. That's the problem with you ignoring me and going on. And
I know. I have that all the time.
I don't ignore you. I stay engaged on the topic, and then you get angry that I'm responding as you're going because you don't like the responses. I think more than anything.
No, you need to acknowledge.
Not that I'm not hearing you.
Yeah.
I acknowledge you all the time.
Yeah.
But what you do is you just keep going and act like what I said didn't happen, which is what we're gonna do.
We talked about it though. I said I heard you, but. If that don't start quick enough, you start, and then... But anyway, to save owls, they're going to kill a whole bunch of other owls.
Yes. That's the story I found. In America, we've decided the only way to save owls is to kill owls. The headline basically says it all.
Yeah, is that it? Okay.
I think I can safely make this one bigger without it getting insane. Oh, no, apparently I can't. The headline thing. I really don't like these... websites doing this.
Yeah, they're just, you gotta show your logo.
I get half of the screen. So it's great.
They have to show you. We have to know what we're reading. You know.
Yeah.
So to save the spotted owls from potential extinction, U.S. flight officials are embracing a contusion plan to deploy trained shooters into dense West Coast forest to kill almost 500,000. Okay, with a gun, 500,000 barred owls that are crowding out their cousins.
They're in the way.
Okay. Against overpopulation, that's what they have to do. I get they don't have to.
Did it say overpopulation?
Well,
it just said crowding out their cousins.
Cousins, yeah. So, yeah, like I don't like all my cousins, but I don't want them to be killed. You know,
I mean,
like
it's not that there's too many of them. It's that them and this other animal can't be in the same place.
Yeah, because the other owl's weaker, maybe, or just not as.
So why isn't relocation an option? For one or the other.
Why not?
Well, it looks like this spotted owl is about to go extinct, so why not find a better place for it, where it doesn't have a something else taking literally all of the same food and resources it would take, which is the problem here with the barred owl. Is that what it's called, barred owls? You know, maybe find somewhere for these spotted owls to be instead of killing a whole bunch of barred owls to make room for a few dozen spotted owls. Maybe have somewhere where you could have thousands of spotted owls.
And this might not even work.
Have thousands of barred owls.
Might not even work and kill more owls, and the other owls might not even make it. So.
Well, this will definitely. Well, when you say work.
Like when I say work, is like they want the spotted owl.
They will successfully kill a bunch of owls.
Yes, they'll kill the barred owls, but the spotted owls might not come back to. But
it might not actually help.
But when I say work, it might not actually help because the spotted owls might not make it still. Maybe they're going to realize that the barred owls are not the problem, that it's something else.
Well, I think they're pretty good at understanding what the problem is. I wouldn't accuse them of not knowing the problem.
It doesn't hurt to ask questions, though. So.
I mean, I'm not an expert at this, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services literally are the experts of this.
Then why don't they relocate them?
Why don't they relocate
them then?
If I were to ask questions of this, I would literally be asking them.
Yeah.
Who I'm supposed to be questioning them. I would ask them, hey, are you right? Can you check yourself?
It doesn't hurt.
They're the expert I would go to. I'm going to believe them because I don't have another party that's caring about fish and wildlife. It doesn't exist.
There's other things out there.
This one barely exists. So. When Trump gets back in office, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will be stripped of funding again. So it's going away anyway. Oh, newsflash, that's happening.
Trump's
a bunch of things, just like the first time he was president, so I'm not making something up. Just like the first time he was president, a bunch of these government things like this did not receive funding and shut down.
And it was the end of democracy, right?
A lot of shit is bad now because of it. It's not the end of democracy.
End of democracy.
But you don't care about those things. So, that might include Boeing.
Yeah.
So you know, when everything is just regulations are being thrown out the window, people like Boeing jump in there and say, hey, make sure our regulations are thrown out too.
Yeah.
So just so you know, like 4 years of Trump, it's not the end of democracy, but it is like we got fucked over in a lot of ways for 4 years.
And I'm sure Biden is doing that to other people as well. It goes
it's
both
cute
ways.
to be like, you
right?
said it's the end of democracy. Like I don't have a point.
Yeah.
I do have a point. When you don't fund things for 4 years, things get worse. It's not the end of the world worse, but worse. You know? But anyways, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will be the experts on fish and wildlife.
You still could ask questions, though. But yes.
Are you sure the cause is this other owl that has the exact same eating habits and nest building habits? You know,
didn't the experts get a whole bunch of cats to get rid of mice? Then they had a cat issue. Then they got another animal. Like, they've been wrong about this stuff in the past.
Cats?
That's an old tale, but that's
what organization? What?
But anyway, people have been wrong in the past. So to ask them to double check their question doesn't hurt. And if they try to fuck off, they try to fuck off. But they're like, well, maybe we'll look into this. Like you said, why don't they relocate them? They maybe you saying that, they're like, well, maybe we should relocate them. We haven't thought about that.
I was saying their solution doesn't sound like the only solution. Now, the counter to what I said is, here, I'll devil's advocate it. I'm not a wildlife expert, but I'll advocate against myself. No, that will cost more money. Boom, my argument's gone. If they counter me with, that costs more money than letting hunters shoot things, I have no argument. Which, by the way, will be their argument.
Can you eat owl?
Relocating things costs more money than allowing a hunting season.
Can you eat owl?
I'm from Iowa. We allow hunting seasons based on this.
Is owl a food? I don't know.
It is. Your question's weird. Can you? Yes.
Like, is it?
If I?
No.
No.
It says no.
Can I legally? What's the question?
Like, is it like there's some meats you can't eat? There's some food that you cannot.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah, you can't eat human meat without it being a crime.
Well, just had a contract.
Usually, as far as it comes to animals, it's the actual killing act that you can't do. Consuming it usually doesn't always fall in line. Like in this case, if you're going after the spotted owl, that's a potentially extinct species, so that would be a protected wildlife. Simply killing protected wildlife is the law. Eating protected wildlife, I don't think there's a law against eating protected wildlife.
It says right here, you cannot eat owls. Eating owls is illegal since these wild birds are protected.
Where?
For example, in the United States, it's illegal to harm or possess any migratory bird or its parts, including owls, without a valid permit. So you didn't
say consume.
So.
And I missed a part. I'll give you that I missed possession of the animal.
You cannot eat. Eating owls is illegal. It says right there too. So.
I don't. What do you mean? Like I thought that sentence ended.
Yeah, but it says it's that AI shit. Anyways, it's giving me a few different questions.
You cannot take that. That stuff literally we reported as lies. That is lies. Stop using those. Find a source below that. Scroll down. But it literally is reiterating my point, kind of. Anyways, it's the doing harm or being in possession. Like in the case of like a rhino, if you're in possession of the rhino's horn, okay, you're not going to be charged with killing the rhino, but we have evidence that you have the horn. Having the horn needs to be a crime, and so they made it a crime. So that makes sense. Possession of the endangered species corpses or any parts of them, yeah, that makes sense. That's a crime. But the consumption, that's where I'm drawing the line, saying no, I don't think we have laws against consumption against. The only consumption I could think of is human meat. That's the one thing we would have laws against. Consumption of, and even in that case, we might not, because if it's for survival, you can do that shit, right?
Well, it's saying birds can carry diseases, but that's the only thing that you shouldn't. But it's not giving me any certain answer. Not that I want to eat an owl. I'm just asking, like, if it's like,
can you eat a human?
Say it's the end of the world. But people have eaten human before, and it's gross. Right. But they haven't died.
Not even the end of the world. It doesn't even have to be the end of the world. Just they have to be in a survival situation. Like it wasn't the end of the world when the Donner Party ate each other. It was the end of the world for them. Except the ones that made it. Remember the Donner Party?
Okay. Anyway, but yeah.
You gonna answer either of the questions I asked you?
missed them both because I was.
Is it illegal to eat humans in Canada?
Is it legal to eat human in Canada?
But you don't know? You're assuming it's illegal to eat owls, but you don't know about human? You're silly. You're very silly at what you'll contest.
Hear me out here.
Let me check
Hear me out here. In Canada,
owls.
in Canada, cannibalism itself is not listed as a criminal offense in the criminal code.
Cannibalism's legal in Canada.
But however, murder
Wait,
is.
the AI? You said you're below the AI, right?
Yeah, murder is. But what you would get charged for not eating.
That's what I'm saying. Killing the bird or person is the crime.
But the crime is disturbing the corpse. That's the crime. So
that's a separate thing. When
yeah.
you do
So
creepy things to a corpse.
if someone else chops up, this is a weird conversation. But yeah. But it's not illegal. As weird as that is. So.
If you could find a way to consume the corpse without desecrating the corpse, now that's the fine line you have to walk. How do you do that? What if you only took should I just suggest?
Oh yeah, it says the same thing about America. America has the same laws. There's no
what
law.
If you took just meat off the back? Because then they're totally presentable. You haven't desecrated. They can still have an open casket. You know what I mean?
But like, hey, if you wanted to donate your finger to a friend and they wanted to eat it, that's up to you, isn't it? Like,
sometimes things aren't up to you. You know, you can't allow somebody to use a nuclear weapon on you. You can't be like, well, no, I said it was okay.
All right, well.
So documents released by the agency show up to about 450,000 barred owls would be shot over 3 decades after the bird from the eastern U.S. encroached into the West Coast territory of 2 owls, northern spotted owls and California spotted owls. Smaller spotted owls have been unable to compete with the invaders, which have large broods and need less room to survive than spotted owls.
Okay, owls.
But they got documents, so if you have questions, they have documents.
Well, that's what it does.
Which is great. That's the best thing about our agencies is they put out giant documents with lots of information that no one reads, which is why we just believe what they say, because no one wants to read the 500-page document. I was going to say 50, 500-page document that proves what they're saying. Yeah. So, I don't know, until recently people were like, oh, no, you have to question everything. Well, you could go fucking read, and these people aren't going and reading these 500-page things. They just want to say, oh, you got to question it. Well, you could go read. If you're interested in the topic, go read. I don't see any of those people doing it, though. I get interested in things, go on a rabbit hole, deep dive about them. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Not about owls, though.
Is it
I'm not
really
gonna dive
owls?
into owls.
Yeah, but
no, cannibalism is more interesting. I've already deep dived cannibalism.
Yeah, we've done a lot of work on that already too today. That found it's not illegal in Canada or America to eat somebody. So.
Well, we did that story recently where that dude had plans on how to cut up the body. Remember that story?
No.
And simply having the maybe did we do?
Was that Dexter? I don't know. Maybe we didn't.
No, there was a dude who had
that's premeditated.
How he would do a murder and how he would get rid of the body, and it was enough. And then he ordered the supplies for doing.
Oh no! But the thing is, he was killing people, but then he wrote a book on it afterwards. That's what happened. That's something like I forget exactly, but you're right. No, he
fucking weirdo.
He was like, I killed people, but now I'm gonna write a book about it, and he got caught. Okay. Yeah. Well. Poor owls.
So the notion of killing one bird species to save another has divided wildlife advocates and conservationists. I'm generally on the side of the hunters, so I'm assuming that shooting's probably fine here. Oh. I'm from Iowa. We shoot deer to cull their population. It's a thing.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
And I don't question whether or not we should. They decide how many we need to kill, and that's how many tags they put out.
Yeah, and
they decide the number. We don't question that. And we do it.
The bidders get it. The more the people
it's usually not bids. So. It's usually not bids.
No, here they do.
You pay X dollars. Yeah, no, in Iowa you just pay X dollars for a tag.
No, here you bid, and then it's
depending on.
Say there's 20 bear tags for Alberta, that province, right?
That sounds like you're doing something other than conservationism.
No, you all pay the same amount, but it's a lottery pretty much, and the longer it's a weird here, so.
That's weird. It sounds like you're trying to make money.
It's a lottery. Yeah, it probably is, but it's a lottery. But that money goes towards the wildlife and all that stuff too. So.
I mean, this is more of a tracking system
Oh.
to make sure that you're not killing more than you should
Well,
be killing.
that's one
Because the number
reason
they
too.
issue is based on how many need to
What
die.
do they do with that money? Do they put it back into the parks, or do they put it into the?
It's administrative costs.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, but they pay. They
Yeah.
charge quite a bit here.
These are this is what it was when I was growing up. I'm sure it's probably fucking changed by now, but yeah, because they want the deer killed. You don't want to fuck people over when you actually want them to do what you're trying to get them to do, right? They actually do want to kill the deer. That's a problem if you don't kill a deer. If all of a sudden hunters in Iowa stop hunting,
Yeah,
it's a problem.
Population.
Iowa will become a zombie deer state.
Yeah.
It'll just be deer. They'll kill and eat all the humans because deer will become cannibals. We already covered that. It's legal for them to do so.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Well, I think that's it. I don't know. Is there more?
So it says it's reminiscent of past government saving efforts to save West Coast salmon by killing sea lions and cormorants. Did it work? Did it work? It doesn't say. It says
Yeah.
efforts.
Did it work?
And to preserve warblers by killing cowbirds that lay eggs
Yeah.
in warbler nests. Did it work? It just, I mean, I wish we could play it. Did it work? Because then I could be like, look, they did stuff before, and you don't have any idea what the hell. Why would you kill a sea lion to save a salmon?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. They eat them, right? Others say it's reckless diversion from needed forest preservation. What? Forest preservation?
So yeah.
I would probably counter that with economy scale, even in bird economies. So by preserving more forest, or like trying to say like if you had more forest, both birds would be fine. No, the other birds would just become more.
They get more
They would
multiple,
scale
yeah.
just the size of their
They
location.
can grow. Yeah.
Which is why relocation was my thought, because they can scale to their location what they can consume based on resources, right?
Well, in 30 years, let's see if this worked.
Yeah. It says they're going to lure the barred owls using megaphones to broadcast owl calls and then shoot them with shotguns.
That's
And
kind
carcasses
of
will be buried on site.
Oh.
The shootings will begin next spring. This is why I got this article. It's a great
Oh
shit, right?
shit! You know.
This is what we do in America. We
You
have
know,
lots of guns.
Like,
And we need
okay,
something.
but like you're baiting these poor things. They think they're gonna get lucky and then fucking shot. You know, like
Do you know why deer hunters put doe urine on
you
them?
know, isn't that illegal?
To make the usually doe urine's fine. It's salt suckers that are illegal.
You know, like, but again, here, like baiting's illegal. Here, you're not allowed to bait. Like,
We legislated certain baiting's fine. Other
Yeah.
baiting's not fine. Deer pee. Who's to say you didn't get peed on? While you were
Yeah.
just walking through I got shit, I got peed on. My
Like
bad.
here-
It's not illegal.
like here when you're fishing, you're not allowed to use bait. You're not allowed to use any bait.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You can't use bait while you're fishing? Like
Not just a hook here in Alberta. So,
I don't. Oh, just Alberta?
Yeah. So
I was
now,
gonna say all of Canada. That cannot
no,
be true.
just
Canada
Alberta,
lives
you
on
can't
fish.
use bait.
Mhm.
So you,
That's
I don't
fucked.
know, right? So,
Why?
and yeah, maybe just live bait, but I know they're very picky about that. So
Yeah, they've got to have specifics, but I would still ask them why. Even in the case of live bait, I've gone fishing with live bait, whether it be minnows or worms or yeah, that's about it for. Well, no crappie.
sorry, my bad. I was incorrect. So using live bait is 100% prohibited.
No
so-
live bait.
No
in,
live bait. Yeah. So I was
Alberta.
incorrect. So you're allowed to use berries and stuff like that, right?
What if I kill the worm? And then put the
No,
worm
I
in
think
the-
that's still considered live bait. So
no, but it's dead bait. I killed it.
yeah.
What if I have a minnow that I cut in half? Definitely dead.
No,
So I'm not fishing with a minnow. I'm fishing with a half minnow.
I think if
Canada?
it's ever
Okay.
lived, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's rules about that. But all I don't know is that they can.
I hope it is like you just said.
I
if it's
know-
ever lived.
I know they can literally arrest you and take your vehicle on the spot if they catch you doing it without a fishing license if you're doing anything wrong. So it's better to be safe than sorry.
So this says they've already been killing them in some spotted owl habitats with 4,500 removed since 2009. So that's not very many.
Yeah, and they're
If
gonna
that's
kill.
really talking a 15-year period. That's like 300 a year.
And how many are they gonna kill now? Did they say?
Didn't it say thousands?
says
I don't know,
million. Like
did it give a number?
I think
Just
40.
like carcasses would be buried.
It said lots at the top. I guess you can go to the top. We'll figure it out at the end. So.
Established, reduce their numbers. Right now, just shooting out is unlikely to eliminate them entirely. Well, I don't think you're trying to eliminate them entirely. You're just trying to, I don't know, kill them so that, you know, for a few years there's enough room for both. And then you'll have to kill them again. This becomes a cycle. This becomes a hunting season. You understand? They're creating a hunting season for this owl. And I'm here for it as long as it makes sense. You know, although the problem what immediately sticks up for me here is they said carcasses would be buried on site. Why? What are we doing? Why are we wasting all those bones and meat? What are we doing?
Yeah, or maybe not meat, but you can. I'm sure you can do it to something. Feed it to pigs. Feed it to something.
What do you mean
right?
meat? Yeah, we could feed it as pig meat or pig. Yeah, those things you said that I can't say the words in that order.
Okay. Well, I think we should move on to our last story here.
This says barred owls don't even belong in the West, according to the Bird Conservancy.
Get out of the West. You don't belong
like,
here.
Yeah, you gotta kill him. They ain't supposed to be here. They're going to reduce the North American barred owl numbers by less than 1% annually. So, like, in the percentage theme of, like, oh, you might accidentally kill too many, they're not even going to come close to killing too many. Yeah, I think they just need to, like, use the animal. I'm pro-hunter, but, like, I'm pro-hunter
me
where you
too.
use
I'm
the
all
animal.
for that, but you gotta
Which
use
is where, like, these trophy hunters, I'm not pro-trophy hunter.
Yeah.
Unless you get a trophy buck and then use the body like my dad did. He got a trophy buck. It's not very, you know, it's not like a record in a world record stage, but it's you know, they took a picture and gave him a placard. It's a good buck.
You want to close this out?
I don't know about this one. You know more about the pink blob. CBS News: the pink blob with beady eyes is a humanoid robot with living skin. And just to be fair, this was June. We're doing a June story.
It's 3 days into July.
But it's fine because it's weird enough.
And that
trigger warning?
That's not the pink blob. So
This is not the pink blob.
not
trigger
no,
warning.
yeah, no.
I think it's not very far into it that the pink blob.
Yeah, it is
there.
pretty
It's
weird.
Kind of creepy.
And
So,
gameplay. Yeah, it is kind of uneery.
Oh god.
A pink blob with blurry eyes is gaining
That's it down
widespread
here.
attention online because this newly developed robot has what researchers calling living skin. What living skin? They call it. It doesn't mean it is. They call it living skin. Professor Takeruchi of University of Tokyo developed that alien-like machine using engineered skin attached to a human robot.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
Previously, he created a walking mini robot using 3D printer lab-grown meat. Yay. Engineered skin of biological muscle tissue. He's decided to continue developing the skin feature, which was grown in the biohybrid laboratory at the University of Tokyo.
I'm kind of morbidly curious about, like, I know 3D printing, so what did you put in it?
Well, that's
Like, obviously, you got
bugs.
lab-grown meat, but, like,
Bugs.
was it like a filament, like a tube of
Cockroach.
filament?
It's cockroaches. So
How did that work?
I don't
Can we
know.
watch it?
So, yeah,
All right, so
no.
trigger warning. This undulating down here is it.
It's a red. It's kind of weird. There it is.
It's not very pink.
That's weird. Like, are those real? Like, is that how are those eyes grew? Like, I don't know. It's
Well, they
very
didn't say the
eerie.
eyes are real.
So why would
The
they put
skin is
eyes on
always
it? Yeah, I
real.
guess the skin's real, but
They just said it was googly eyes, didn't it?
I guess yeah. But that's kind of freaking freaky, you know.
Engineered skin and biological muscle tissue. So they're not. The eyes aren't. Those are just
Yeah.
googly eyes.
Yeah, not too much for me. It
But
looks
look,
like
you
he's
can see it,
smiling.
like the
You know,
nose
you can
and
see
the
the
mouth,
nose.
like,
Yeah, I
kinda
definitely.
forming.
I see it. You see it. Like there's a clown face there. I do not like it
Yeah.
at all.
I don't, because that's like. It's like human skin, but it also looks like plastic,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we're slowly becoming, anyways, with the microplastics.
There it is. It's just a.
Is this
prehistoric-
it?
Yeah.
Pink blob with beady eyes.
I don't know. If there's much on this. I don't know if we can go on to it. It's,
Previous research on a finger-shaped robot covered in engineered skin tissue. So they did this with a finger too. They're trying to do it with a face. That was a face up
that's-
there. They've done it with a finger. I felt the need for better adhesion between the robotic features and the subcutaneous structure of the skin. They're trying to figure out how to stick the skin to the robot parts easier. It literally is that line I said. Did you hear what I
Yeah.
said?
Um,
You know
about
what that's from, right?
microplastics.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton. Do you know what that's from?
Futurama. No,
That's
no.
from Terminator 2
Terminator
Judgment
2.
Day.
Is it? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Living tissue
Arnold.
over a
Yes,
metal
Arnold said
endoskeleton.
that. Yeah.
They are trying to figure out how to attach the tissue to the skeleton. They're doing Skynet.
Exactly what we're not.
And we're
supposed
just
to do.
laughing along like there's not
Yeah.
much more to this Skynet.
And we're all
So I
making
agree,
jokes
there's
about
not
it. It's like
more
this
of
is
a-
Skynet. Come
It's
20 years, you'll be
fine.
like, we should have taken that serious.
This is a problem. And we both know it's a problem when we look at it. But we're also going to keep scrolling and be like,
Yeah, we're gonna go on with the day tomorrow.
wait, they're talking about the method of adding it. Yeah, they're trying different adhesion, plasma treatment. Yeah, that's a trick. They're trying to figure out how to trick
But it can
you.
die. It's saying harder than
believe
people
it.
might think. It can die. You know.
So this was a 2D facial robot. They had put it on a 3D one here too, I guess. This is gonna get real creepy when they do a full body, because
Yeah.
we've seen the full robots. They have full humanoid robots. Then they're gonna start
Yeah.
slapping this living skin on it, and then once this living skin starts to look real, we got
Yeah, we're
problems.
done. Yeah.
That's it. That's the end. That's the Terminator. That's the Skynet. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're also creating robots that can heal themselves, since their environment more accurately perform tasks with human-like dexterity.
Are they
Totally
just making?
reasonable.
I'm pretty sure they're just making sex dolls. That's
You remember
the
that
only
scene in
reason.
Terminator where Arnold cuts his arm and then it just heals?
They're literally just making sex robots. Getting ready. This is the final step.
Just,
You know.
just sex robots.
AI sex robots. You know.
You only watch Terminator 3 and it shows.
And you know, and then the robot. I saw that in theaters when I was a child.
Which
The
one?
record,
3?
The number 3, yeah. So
I don't know if that's a kid's movie.
I wasn't, but I saw it. It must have been 2000, 2002.
Look, he's not saying
2002.
he's not-
When did that come out? 2002. I have to go to that.
No. Well, maybe. No, that sounds about right. 2002. So the Takuchi says that they're not using him for sex. Confirmed. He
2000. My
says
bad.
no.
2003. So I would have been.
He says just medical research. Don't like drug development. They're using it for drugs, not sex.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sex can be a
Takuchi's
drug.
pivoting and saying it's not sex. It's not a sex thing. It's a drug thing.
Yeah, it's a drug thing. So
Like,
sex
he's-
is
he's
a
like
drug.
scribbled and
Sex,
just like
drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah,
Right.
like what's kind of believable, also bad, but like not as bad.
Yeah.
Drugs. It's for drugs. It's just.
Not that I don't know many Japanese people.
I don't
but
know.
I don't know.
I would hope it's for healing burn victims.
Maybe like scar
but-
tissue and all that, right?
But maybe that doesn't even apply because we already know how to do skin grafts and stuff. So like, maybe this doesn't help with that. I
Maybe
would
this
think
is
that-
less painful. Maybe they don't
If you
have
could
to.
grow living skin, wouldn't that be better instead of having to take skin from your ass?
Exactly, right? It'd be less painful.
Because yeah, anytime they do that grafting stuff, they have to take it from somewhere. They gotta find it.
All right.
You have some weird stories that way.
Well, thank you everybody who is still here. Yeah, we are live on YouTube and Kick. We're probably transitioning over more to YouTube now, but yeah, we'll still be here on Kick for a while and hanging out. But yeah, definitely go to our YouTube page and check us out there. Borderline Banter, just check it out there. But yeah, thank you for being here. And if you want to join us on the show, definitely drop us a line. We'd like to hear from you. Shoot us a message. We'll get back to you, and we'll make sure to get you on the show. We like to hear different opinions. We like to debate, and someone's got to get between Dustin and I's bickering. So
Yeah,
why
just
not be
fair
you?
warning. We're gonna ask you where you're from because it's borderline banter.
Okay.
We gotta know. It informs a lot of what somebody has to say. As usual, we like to end our show talking a little bit briefly here about mental health awareness. I know Mike dropped a pretty heavy topic somewhere fairly early on there.
Okay.
So we like to end our show. Yeah, you talked about that, the kid.
Oh
with
yeah,
the-
sorry,
with
my
the
bad.
texting
Yes.
situation.
Yes, my bad,
That's a
yeah.
pretty heavy one to drop
Yeah.
with no trigger warning. I'm just gonna say. But we always like to end our show with a little awareness. It's okay not to be okay. We want you to seek out help. You know, try to talk to somebody because we feel like talking talking it out helps, is what we think. So
Yeah.
you're not alone. We've got a lot of hotlines here on borderlinebanter.com, different numbers you can call if you don't have your own safety net, we'll call it. So get that help.
For sure. And yeah, thank you everyone. We will be back on Friday. Happy July the 4th. Happy American Day.
Happy Freedom Day.
Keep your dogs inside. Keep your pets away from their doors with the fireworks. It freaks them out. It's not good for them.
I think it's illegal to fire them off, so we'll definitely not hear any at all.
Nothing at all. But yeah, stay safe out there. Be safe. Have a good time with your family, and we will see you on Friday. Cheers. It doesn't look like we can go to anybody tonight, so we will just end here. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Yep.